Alright, welcome back, and we are here again. Welcome to TRiCiTY Tribe, and I am Trinity, your tutor. Now we are about to touch on exponents. That's a new topic we have in maths for today. Exponents. So what are exponents? Let me just help you break it down as quick and fast as possible. Okay, for example, you have a number like this. For example, you have 2 million, right? Or let's say you have 500 million or billion, or is this trillion? And so on and so forth. Let's say you have 3, 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 1. And you just keep on having numbers like this. You can't keep on writing all these numbers all the time. Let's say you counted something, and after counting it, you had this long figure. And you are to document it, you have to write it down in a piece of paper. You can't keep on writing all this all the time. It's very stressful, it takes space, it's spacious, and sometimes you can't keep up with the number in your head. What if you had a very small piece of paper? You can write all this inside of this paper. So what do? There is something called exponents. So it helps us to shrink all these big numbers into something small we can hold. Do you understand? Now let me show you a real life example of exponents. Okay, something practical is that, for example, in our everyday life, you might be someone who makes cake, all right, and you want to make a cake. Let's say you want to make a cake, a birthday cake, all right. I draw my cake very well. This is the candle flames, all right. Now you want to make cake, all right, and in making cakes, let's say you are to make use of let's say you are to make use of 8 cups of cakes. Let's say 8 cups of flour, or let's say 8 cups of sugar. All right. Now you can shrink this number to a smaller number. You can make it as this. We are going to learn how to do this very soon, don't worry. This is 2 raised power 3, right? Which is what? 2 times 2 multiplied by 2. Which is what? 2 times 2 is 4, right? Multiplied by 2, and that gives us what? That gives us what? 8. Alright. 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So you can see we've shrunk this number to this. Alright. Now we are about to look at exponents and all that exponents give for us. So in the world of exponents, we have about 5 rules, or 5 yardsticks, or 5 things we pay attention to. The first law, or you can say rule, depending on whichever word you're most comfortable with. The first one, alright, we have rules and laws, alright, in the world of exponents. The first is what? The law of what? Product. And we have the second one, the power rule. Okay, we have the third one. What's the third one? We have the quotient rule. We have the quotient rule. And we have the fourth one, the zero rule. And we have the fifth one, the negative row. But right now, I want us to look at the first and second one. Then I'll make another video for the rest three. All right. Okay. Going further, we now going to a new page, and that is what the products. Right. The product row. Now, when you're doing the product row, it's that simple. Okay. Now, for the product row, what does the product row say? Now, when you're dealing with the product row, okay, this is how it appears. All right, this is how it appears. If you have a letter A, I didn't draw my A very well. You have a letter A, all right, and you have let's say you have multiplied by A, all right, A multiplied by A. Now, when you have two things like this, two letters like this, the same letter, you need to understand that there's usually a power on top each of them. You know, basically, when you say something, when you say, look up, when you say x raised to the power 2, it means you're doing what? X times what? X, right? If you say x raised to the power 3, you're saying x times x times what? Times x. So if you're saying what? X raised to the power 7, you're saying what? X times x times x times x times x times x. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll have one more. Now, what if you had a question that says solve x raised to the power 2 times x raised to the power 3? The way you solve is that you write your x first, then you do 2 plus 3, and that gives you what? 5. That's the answer. What if you had let's say you had y 2 dots y 3, that's what? Y 2 plus 3. You're going to add the two powers together, all right, and that gives you what? Y 5. Can you see that? What we had, it has to be the same letters, all right. This is called the base and this is called the power. Okay, let me give you the example. Now look at this is z and this is 4, right? This z is called what? This z is called the base. It's called the base. And this 4 is called what? The power. Or you can say the exponent. Alright. Okay, I'll take that again. If you have a letter A, alright, if you have letter A and you have A raised to the power 5, your A is what? The base, and your 5 is what? The exponent. Alright. Now, if you observe in this question I gave you, the bases are the same, but the exponents can be different. Alright. If I have p3 dot p2, let's say p8. That's what? p3 plus 8 equals what? p11. Yes, so that's the answer, p11. Now we are going to the next product. So now we're going to the next row. We have the what? The power row. The power row. Mind you, you can, once you're done watching this video, you can always download my lecture notes from the description. You'll find my lecture notes in the description. Now for the power row, the power row tells us that when you have a raised to power m, okay, now you have something like this. Alright, it's quite similar with the product rule, but the power rule is different in the sense that if you have x raised to power 5 and you closed it in bracket and you put 2 outside like this means what? X, alright, raised to power 5 multiplied by 2. You can put this in brackets to make it easier for you, and that's what? X raised to power 10. It's different from the product rule. Take notes. It's very different, and I'll give you a very good summary. What if you had, let's say, a base of s and an exponent of 2 raised to power 3 brackets, that would be what? S2 multiplied by 3 equals what? S raised to power 6. What if you had, let's say, v and an exponent of 3 and an exponent of 7 outside in the brackets? That would be v. You can always put this in bracket if you like. Alright, 3 multiplied by 7, okay, and that gives you what? V is equal to what? 21. That is the what? The product rule. No, this is what? The power rule rather. Now let's crown it up. Difference between what? The difference between the product rule and the power rule. Okay, let's check it out. The difference between the product rule and the power rule. Okay, now when it comes to the product rule is this. You have x raised to power 2 multiplied by x raised to power 3, and that gives you what? That gives you what? X raised to power 2 plus 3 equals what? X raised to power what? 5. Now for the power rule, it has to be like this. X raised to power 2 brackets, the 3 goes outside. Can you see the difference? And that gives you what? The x multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 equals what? 6. Can you see the difference? That is the difference. Alright, let me take it one more time again to make it much easier. One more time again. If it's a product rule, you could have y is raised to power 7 dot y raised to power 2. That gives you what? 7 plus 2 equals y raised to power 9. That is for the product rule. But as for the power rule, you have x. I'm not using x, let me use y again rather, sorry. Then you have y raised to the power 7, all in brackets. You put your 2 outside, and you have y 7 times 2, you get? And that gives you 14. Y raised to the power what? 14. That's for the power rule. I believe you've understood this right now. I will give you more questions to solve. Till next video again, see you next time. Tell your friends about this channel, subscribe to this channel, like the button, subscribe to this channel, tell your friends, tell family and friends, share the channel to your friends who are in need of math and physics. You can also register for the online tutorial classes. Yeah, thank you very, very, very much.